Hello there, welcome to Critic AL Reviews. Today I'm going to be taking a look at Twisters. You know, if tornadoes were as predictable as this film, they really wouldn't be that much of a problem. Sadly, they aren't, and they wreak much death and destruction across the central states of the USA, where such weather is so prevalent that those states have the collective name of Tornado Alley. One thing that Twisters does do, at least, is bring home the human cost of these catastrophic weather systems. But, before I continue, here is your Critic AL, spoiler-free, plot summary. A group of students are conducting a test, looking to see if they can tame a tornado using polymers to absorb the moisture in the funnel and collapse it. When the experiment goes tragically and horribly wrong, the leader of the project, Kate Carter, who has a sixth sense with tornadoes, abandons the idea and disappears, overcome by guilt and grief. Fast forward 5 years and Kate is working at a meteorological centre, using her innate skills and instincts to predict tornadoes so that communities in their path can be warned. When a survivor from 5 years ago comes to her for help in capturing tornado so that tornadoes can be more easily understood and prevented, she goes back to the field to face her fears. There, her team comes up against a social media tornado wrangler star, and it's a race to get to the tornadoes with very attitudes and objectives in mind. So the first thing I need to say, as you may have gathered from my intro, is that this film is incredibly predictable. In fact, I was actively predicting actual lines of dialogue. Such was the by-numbers nature of the script. If you were to take disparate plot elements and put them into an algorithm-based plot generator, then this is pretty much the exact film you would come up with. Narrative-wise, there were zero surprises, and there is nothing here that you have not seen before in umpteen films like it. It's as by the numbers as a film possibly could be. There are also multiple writing issues and things that just don't make sense at all in a Hollywood blockbuster kind of way. But because I had already worked out the entire movie without a single misstep about 20 minutes in, I was basically ripping the film apart structurally and narratively, being hit by all the things that just logically didn't work. For example, if you're going to try and analyse a tornado using 3 radar dishes that all need to be within 300 metres of the tornado to work, how does that doesn't make any sense. Tornadoes are pretty fast, that's why they're so dangerous. If it just stayed in one place, it would not be so much of an issue. There's other such massive plot holes and inconsistencies, but sadly they fall into the realm of spoilers, so I can't cover them here. Let's just say that they are plentiful to the extreme. The characters are also absolute walking stereotypes and caricatures. They even have the fastidious British reporter guy with a hook-handled umbrella, for crying out loud. That apart, he seems to be about as British a British dude as Americans think we all are. I imagine you'd drop dead of surprise to know that I don't actually drink tea. Other characters do exactly what you'd expect them to do, exactly when the script needs them to do it. It really is rather tiresome and unengaging, to be honest. So, from all of this you would think that this is the worst movie I've seen this year, right? No, it's not. Just the most predictable and cliched. But there are some redeeming factors. For one, the characters. I know I said they're all walking stereotypes, and they are, but there is some development shown later in the film, especially by the leads. Although I started off the film unfairly thinking of Daisy Edgar Jones as a budget Emma Stone, she actually did some good work with the character of Kate Carter, definitely portraying a gamut of emotions and vulnerabilities. And while the end got a little bit silly, in a Hollywood way, not a girl boss way, she did give us a rounded, faceted character that I enjoyed watching. Glen Powell as YouTube superstar tornado wrangler Tyler Owens is also really good. His character also goes through entirely Hollywood cliche changes, and Powell effortlessly brings him to life. Glen Powell is one of those it guys in films at the moment, and can effectively be charm on 2 legs when he needs to be. Although you'll see everything coming, he makes Tyler Owens a very likeable character. This dude would be my pick for Han Solo. He has the roguish scoundrel charm down to a T. The third main character is Javi, played by Anthony Ramos, who does do some good work here and has some fine moments, but unfortunately his character really is a bit of a third wheel and not as well served by the script. There are also a large cast of secondaries, probably too many in my opinion, that all have excessively OT one-note personalities, but they are really so minor to the story that it doesn't really matter. One nice touch I thought though was having the late great Bill Paxton's son in a supporting role. Another thing that I quite liked about the movie is the way that it focused on the human suffering and small-scale personal impact in the aftermath of a tornado. It's a nice touch and gives the film a heart that you might not really expect from the trailers. While I'm talking about the trailer quickly, let's just say that it is somewhat misleading. It's not really indicative of the film overall, but I guess it does get bums in seats. The effects here are also very good. The CGI is better than most Marvel films recently, apart from a couple of minor rough composites here and there, and it is good to see on a big screen. It's certainly bombastic and dramatic, in your face and immediate in the way that only a large screen cinema experience can be. Some of the dialogue is also pretty good. While there are cliché lines galore, there are a few moments, a few scenes where I really felt the film had something. Some good character moments, well served by some interpersonal writing. Overall thoughts. Twisters is a by-the-numbers Hollywood film. It is as predictable and straightforward as any film that I have seen recently, but for all that, it does have its charms. While the film's plot itself is a lumbering cliched mess, there are deft moments of characterisation and heart that I found really pleasing in the moment. If you try not to think about it and just go with it, you'll probably have a good time, at the time, but it's certainly nothing that will live long in the memory. Thanks for watching, I've been Critic AL, and I'll be back with another movie review soon.